just a man. That's all
Just a
right.
man. I'm just a guy, dude.
Sweet. So that should be it. Let's see. So I just turned on the streams for everything. So we're now live on YouTube and at Twitch. So that's cool. We got the stage working. Dragonade, I see you here. We were, so yeah, we've been, this is me, Trislet, and Walshy again, on another AvaSmart Voyage, where we're trying to do two things here. We're trying to both test our the VRMs, the Avastar VRMs, as we develop them, which is why we have different models each week. And then our secondary objective here is just to sort of like explore different metaverse worlds and try playing with stuff. Got anything to add to that, Walsh?
No, I think that pretty much sums it up. We might have a mushroom sword fight later on in the show, and I think Tris might be showing us how he does some building in HyperFi, which is probably the easiest metaverse to build in if you're a layman like myself. So looking forward to seeing some of that.
Yeah, no, for sure. The screen I've got behind me is actually this is a HyperFi world that I minted, and so a side note here, we're streaming in TokenSmart, and we're doing, TokenSmart as our event platform and everything. So part of my goal with some of the HyperFi stuff that I'm working with is, I'd like to start doing more shows in here and make really easy to use builds. So I thought it'd be fun to use some of this time to I went over to Sketchfab and a couple other 3D. I think there's like CG Trader, and there's some other, websites that have common 3D models and stuff, so you can play with like basic ones. So I went over and I downloaded some stuff, and I thought it'd be fun to try to jump in to a HyperFi world and just see what we need to do to get things started, to do like a base build, and we can do it as Avastars. One cool thing in HyperFi, when you do get into HyperFi, when you buy a world, like you get in and you can see this is what you get when you drop in, except usually you'll be a mannequin. I'm already an Avastar, but usually you'll just get in and this is what you see. There's a whole lot of nothing. But if you hit tab in HyperFi, it brings up this palette of different stuff you can do, and you can manipulate the world stuff. So one thing I did here, I added Walshy here as a builder in here. So if he jumps into the same world with me, we should be able to work together to actually design something. So I thought that would be a cool way to do it.
Abso-freaking-lutely, dude.
So let's see. I'm gonna drop the link up in the chat here. It's pretty easy. Hyperfi.io TokenSmart, felons. There he is. And let's see. So when we got you coming in too. So you know what might be really fun actually to start this off. One thing that we did, what was it? It was probably like a month ago or something like that. We went over to that skybox generator build. So let's see if we can find that one again. So I'm trying to remember. You know what the name was, which is just skybox?
I forget the actual title of the land, but it was something or other Skybox.
Yeah, because I know it's made by the folks behind Neon District, I believe. I forgot what their other stuff is, but Coin Artist and that whole group. So let's see. Actually, Dragonate, you remember where it is? Because that would just be a fun way to go build one. I have a couple that I created last time, so we could just try to go and use one of those. But
let me check on the landing page for HyperFi here. I believe it was showing up there last time.
Where what is, sorry?
One of the Skybox lands where you could do the AI text inputs and change your environment.
Let me take a look. I'll scroll through the chats and or something, find it.
Yeah, because that was pretty fun. What else we got? I mean, there's actually a couple worlds here that, if you really want to jump around, there's low poly models, so you can. Some of these people have made things that are pretty easy to download some of the pieces. So let's see, CryptoVoxels, wearables. I know, Felons, you got your music hall in here.
Yeah, Felons, are you using one of the new crypto avatars, or is that something entirely different? It is, eh? I thought so. It looks familiar to the project that they're launching with their new rebranded company, Vipe. Yeah, crypto avatars. They're rebranding into Vipe, so it reminded me of what they're advertising for their new launch. Yeah, not Vipe yet. That's right.
Yeah. Now, this is good. While we look up some of these things, people can join. They can start. If they've got questions or whatever, feel free to say it. Also, if you want to talk, feel free to just raise your hand. We don't mind anybody else like jumping on the stage. Oh, yeah. Aha. AI Sky. Felons, I believe if you / command, it's supposed to do it. But I've noticed sometimes it does weird stuff to me too. So sometimes it doesn't work. But yeah, so here we go. So let's see. They did a pretty good job about creating some cool AI ones. So let's say, what do we want? We want like Mars surface with I don't know, solar storm overhead. Let's try that. This will be something pretty crazy.
So Tris, does the text box only appear for the the creator of the Skybox? I used to see one that everybody could collectively use, but the last 2 times I've been in the Skybox, I haven't been able to see it.
It should basically, when you submit it, it uses Chat GPT to generate it, or I think one of the Stable Diffusion ones or something.
Are you just using like the send message text box?
Yeah.
/ imagine?
If you create one, well, you have to submit it here. Submit a prompt,
Gotcha.
and then you hit submit. When you find one that's cool, you can download it. You see what it does here? This is actually a 3D texture. This is pretty cool. I like this. So when it comes up here, you've got to download it, and okay. So I've downloaded this image. So back into Token Smart. This is pretty cool, some of this stuff. So if we want to just add, we want to add an environment. We want to add a sky. We do not want day, we want custom. We select which background we want. Let's see, so now we have the Mars surface. You can show where it's covered. You can actually have different fog effects as well and stuff like that if you want, but we'll be fine with that. So now we have a text, now we have a whole background in here. With that, we can add some basic terrain. We want a field. No, we want to be on the moon. Right? The moon sounds good, right?
I was on mute that whole time. Wow. Yeah, I really like the moon texture for the ground, but what if you could get the sky to be some type of like a black hole consuming a super massive star?
Oh, that's a good question. Let's see.
That might be kind of a mind-bending texture, not texture, but rather backdrop to have in the sky. It's actually pretty cool, just white like this.
Yeah, this basically I just added some fog. So when you add fog, let's see. Oh, that's interesting. Exponential. If you set it to exponential, you can set the density down a little bit. Oh, yeah, here we go. So now we've got fog and we can manipulate that. So let's save this. So you can also do the same thing since I added you as a builder. In fact, Dragonade, if you have want to drop a ETH address in here, I can add you as a builder too if you want to fool around with stuff. But now that we have this, so let's see. I've went over and I downloaded some objects actually.
So this is a pretty intuitive interface when it comes to building in any type of metaverse platform, if I'm not mistaken. To my knowledge, Decentraland's a lot more confusing than this when it comes to building, as is. Well, Voxels is a little easier because it's just cubes, but totally different type of environment.
Well, let's see. So I got some FBX files, but let's see. It looks like I may actually want to do. What is it? I think we want OBJ files. Let's find out.
Hey, yo. What did I just do? I did a thing.
Oh, check you out. Huh.
Whoops. What have I done? Oh, I grabbed the entire surface of the moon, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
That's good to know. Yeah, actually, when you're playing with this, so you can add pieces, but then the pieces that you've added already show up here. So then when you get in here, you can click one, and when you do, just like in any other 3D one, it shows you where the object is and and you can use the arrows to freely move things around. Actually, it's kind of cool if we lower it a little bit. So we've got terrain, but in the middle here, it's a little more empty.
All right, Fallons. What color are you picking, bud? Show me what you've got.
Okay, so one thing that we need to do, if we are, so Hyperfy wants GLB files, which is some of these objects that you download are going to come down as either OBJ or what's the other one? FBX. FBX has a bunch of animations and other stuff with it if you want to play with that, but the to work in here, we need to convert it to a GLB file. So,
and the easiest way to do that is?
The easiest way to do that would be if it comes with either a Unity object or one of the other ones. So you need to install Unity, which I have installed, but it's huge, so it takes a long time to open it, of course. Because, why would we want this to be easy, right? Well, let's see. I actually think, let's see, OBJ files. I thought you can, because if you're running Windows, I believe you can open it right in the built-in OBJ file or object viewer, but then it doesn't allow you to export it as anything you want. So okay.
Is that something that can be done with a cloud converter? Like one of the many online apps that are available? I don't know if I've ever checked the GLB thing, but I've definitely used it for other file types.
Yeah, let's see.
I also believe that some of those GLB, some files you can just change the name to .glb and it will change the file type for you.
And most likely will, actually, now that I think about it. See, this is Unity. I just opened it up and I imported the folder that I was playing with, which is this concert pack. So we have a bunch of these types of objects. We've got background walls. We've got stages. And this allows you to like put things together and then you can export it as a different type. But that's a really good question. I actually do wonder if I was to do that and change it to that, if it would just work.
This might be speaking too soon, but just between the people in this room, it was a hot question whether or not Avastars would be a .glb format or if that .glb file type would be available. And what we're hoping to have happen is that people that do want to utilize the VRM as a .glb will be able to do so by simply changing the file type and changing that from a .vrm to a .glb, which should be quite simple. And that way, if something like Other Side requires GLBs rather than VRMs, it's simple. You can already do all the things with what you've been provided. Not so sure how that translates to other assets, though.
Right. It's let's see. I've got some FBX files. I've got some OBJ files. I believe the OBJ files are the ones that have other info. The FBX one is more for animation stuff, so you might need to mess with that a little bit. But let's see if I am able to simply change one to GLB and play with that. I believe that's if they include the data in it, and not everybody does. Again, this is one of those things where it depends on the creator. If they took the extra time to develop it and add the extra info to it, which it looks like this one they did not. So let's see. May need to play with it a little bit more because it's not allowing me to export like I was expecting. But
welcome, really Peter.
Yeah, so
Did all of you degenerates watch the minutes today? The Fed minutes, inflation, and all of that fun stuff that has nothing to do with metaverse stuff, but is somewhat related to crypto, I guess.
No, that's interesting.
I was the only degenerate watching that, eh? Great.
Was there anything super important that we all missed? That,
The bulk of it is that inflation is not going to be slowing down anytime soon, and possibility for a mild recession in 2023. They're finally admitting that, as if we didn't already know that. And yeah, basically things are bad. They're going to continue to be bad, and
yeah,
we're not on the up and up yet. U.S. dollar's doing all right, though, comparatively.
So let's see. We've got some. Some architecture piece. Let's see.
Did I just lose the game? Did you change teams on me, felons? Or was I red the whole time? I thought I was yellow. Well, so much for that.
Okay. Yeah, so there's a couple different ones actually. This is interesting. Download free place actually is kind of fun. Biggest key here is that you need to just find you need to find one that gives you GLB files. Once you have that, then you can download some stuff to play with. Because the whole point here is we just wanted to get some base things here that we can play with, manipulate, move around.
Felons has his hand up here. Let's get him up here to have a chat.
Yeah.
Greetings.
Greetings, sir. How are you today?
I'm doing well. Yeah, this is fun. And I might as well be on voice while we're, working through it. So, yeah. High entertainment with Connect 4.
I don't know what happened there, man. I think that you pulled a psyop on me and switched your colors up midway through the game.
Well, like I said, I reloaded, and well, it turns out I was not getting close enough to be able to do the drops. But once I got back in, I was able to drop for both yellow and red, so I was completely fucking with it.
Yeah, I think that's one of the shortcomings of the playability of some of these games is that it doesn't designate a specific team to any given player. So if you're playing checkers or chess, there's no physics. So, well, there's physics, of course, but in chess, like you're not restricted to doing a knight's move with the knight, for example, or a bishop's move with the bishop. You can move them how you'd like, and yeah, it would be cool if they had features integrated so that you could play a game of chess or a game of checkers or Connect 4 or anything like that. And
Well, it turns
actually have it like go with the rules of the game.
Right. Well, it turns out I was thinking that it was not presenting the color or the arrow per color, but it is actually. So if
When you get close enough, it does. Yeah.
Exactly. And so if we start playing again, I'm red, so I'll just drop one really quick. So go for it. Now yellow's up.
This is going to be my revenge game.
All right. Go, man. Go, man, go. Oh, I got to get closer. Closer.
Tris, have you looked into the Leap Motion anymore? Oh, Mr. Trislet, where did you go?
Sorry, I was trying to unmute this thing and it wouldn't allow me to. My computer is definitely slowing down.
Yeah, if you're running OBS and VC Face and all the things, I'm quite impressed that it's not bogging down. But I'm rocking with 8 gigs of RAM and an old processor, 1660 graphics card, so I get bogged down easier than most.
Sir, every
Buddy,
week
I got you.
you need to change
I
it. You
got
need to
you.
upgrade.
I got you.
What was that, Drago?
I said you keep saying that it's like you're bragging about your 8 gigs of RAM.
Oh, fuck.
You need to either upgrade it or something. I don't know.
Whoops.
You won for me. Yay.
I did indeed. I knew it was coming. I was basically checkmated, stalemated.
Exactly. Oh, Lord.
Tris, what is this? A stage?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. An agora.
Yeah.
Yeah, this building, the setup for building in here is much less intimidating than it was for other platforms, in my opinion, anyways.
It's a little bit brutal, though. Once you drop something, it's like it's arrived.
Yep. It's here.
Yep.
It drops right in your head. Yep. And then you
Like,
got to deal with it.
Deleting things isn't a huge challenge, though, is it?
No. Well, that's the thing.
No.
Once you delete it, it's like, oh, I want it back. No? Where'd it go? Actually, can you do Control C? Or Control Z, rather? To undo?
It's a good question. Let me see.
I don't know if you can undo.
Whoops. Negative.
Yep.
But I've totally messed up the ground now.
In what way?
There we go. I lifted it up above the moon texture.
Well, it's funny. In the main section where you're standing, all I see is the black, graph.
Let me see here if I can save and then go back to profile. Are we all standing on moon again?
No, where the three of us are, all I see is the bottom graph. Somebody put up a white wall, though. Where are we looking? There we are. All right, I got 2 screens.
Yeah.
How's it going, Dragon?
Doing fine. How are you?
It's all right.
Did the air quality improve for you at all, Drago?
Yeah, actually, the air quality index today was like telling me that it's like 26 or something like that instead of like 80 or 90. So I think it improved quite a bit. Thank God for the rain.
What was happening
Yeah.
there?
We're getting
Fires.
a lot of wildfire smoke blowing our way. So last week on Monday or Tuesday, it was literally orange outside. Like
Yeah.
the grass was not green; it was orange. So yeah,
Oh, man.
What city are you in? Or state?
I'm in Alberta.
Oh, wow. No kidding. Coming from the BC side? From the Rockies?
Yeah.
Crap.
Yeah, the wildfires are bad in BC, and I think they're even kind of bordering into Alberta. I could be wrong, but the jet stream can really take that smoke and like launch it across that part of the country. It doesn't take long, and I guess the air's just been brutal for the people living in the western part of Canada.
Oh, definitely. Well, that's strange. I'm actually heading to Calgary to go out to Banff and Lake Louise. We're gonna.
Oh, nice.
So that's the beginning of August. I got a big cousins gathering.
Lake Louise is beautiful. So is Banff, obviously. Kananaskis area is gorgeous. All of the Rocky Mountains are just unbelievable to just drive through, or hop in a cable car and actually go to the top of one, or hop in a train and go through I forget what they call that railroad, the railway rather, but
Transcontinental.
yeah, there's one that's not there's one that's not like the National Railway. It's a privately owned one, and they do tours through the Rockies, and it's quite expensive, but
In Canada or U.S.?
yeah, I think it's called the Rocky Mountaineer or something maybe.
Huh.
It's it's like it's a private chartered train that a bunch of people can hop on, and you can go from anywhere from 48 hours to, they have week-long trips if you're not adverse to spending $5,000 for a train ride. But it's a nice sight to behold at least once in your lifetime.
So Dragonade, I'm going to visit one of my cousins in High River, which I don't know if you're in the Calgary realm. And then we're going to go, we're actually going to stay in Invermere as kind of a, multi-destination hop. Central base camp, yeah. But I've got cousins in Vernon, Princeton, Hope, and they were all born in Kamloops. So
That's pretty cool. We used to go to Banff every year when I was a kid for vacation. And then also we would go to Regina and Kelowna. So we would go to like both sides. I think we switched every year. That was our vacation. There was one year we went to both, and that was that was a long lot of driving.
Kelowna is beautiful. That's near like Salmon Arm, kind of. It's like within an hour of Salmon Arm, I think, and the Shuswap Valley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It gets really hot there too.
yeah, well, the city that went up in smoke is not far from there. What was the name of it?
Oh yeah, the city that basically burned to the ground 2 years ago or 3 years ago.
Just as bad as Paradise here in California. I'm just south of San Francisco. What was the name of the city? Just completely. I'm not sure.
It was Lytton.
Lytton. Yeah. Yeah, I hope we're not in that same range for this year, man.
Well, Lytton was a kind of a unique area in that it was, I believe, it was supposed to be like the hottest place in Canada.
It was. It hit 129 degrees.
Yeah, they had recently had like record-breaking heat, and there just was no rain, and it couldn't.
Yep.
It went up like a dry bale of hay. The whole area. And there's a train ride that goes through there, actually. I think it's part of that Rocky Mountaineer I just mentioned. And it's kind of eerie. I've seen some YouTube videos because I had thought about taking that train line. And when they go through Lytton, it's just, it's desolate. And to imagine that it used to be a community and a tourist destination it's kind of creepy.
Yeah. Man, brutal. Well, I'm crossing my fingers for a mild fire season. Sorry you're dealing with.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seems like there's somewhere that always there's always somewhere that's burning. It's Australia, or it's California, or it's British Columbia.
Yeah. I created a NFT called Smoked Skies, which was pretty heavy rock tune that I put together, and I matched it with a video after the fact for the NFT, and it's kind of it's a panning of a geosat image. Basically, it's showing all the smoke that's was generated from California, Oregon, Washington into Idaho, and all the way up into the smoke was drifting all the way into British Columbia, and I mean it went everywhere. It's crazy, and so that was when our skies went orange.
Oh wow, what just happened there? There was a box on my head, and then all of a sudden, I turned into like a stage with a drum arrangement.
So is this
magic?
Trislet building all this?
Yeah,
Trislet.
Nice.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm pulling some stuff down and then manipulating it. But yeah, some of the file types are wrong. That was the problem. How
did you resolve that?
Stuff.
Dude.
So this was more of a. This I actually went out to. I found an artist page who had some custom models things, and I was able to download some and convert them to a GLB. So I had a lot of them make them as FBX files. So in FBX, you can load them in Unity, and then you can manipulate it. It's got like the texture packs are separate. A GLB, so Unity exports a file as a GLB, and it combines all the texture packs. So that's why if you just start digging around, you find free stuff. A lot of them will come up as like FBX because they're expecting you to pull them into an editor. But these, like a GLB, is usually like a finished product that comes out as one file. So they're usually bigger.
Right. Next question. Can you export this and drop it in NFT Music Hall?
Yeah.
Man, this is cool. Because I could take the roof off by a structure. Whoa.
Yeah, pulling this into another editor and then messing with this stuff is where it starts becoming really powerful, because then you can modify, like obviously we need to modify the signs. We need to let's see. Yeah, but like you can see on my thing, one cool thing, let's check this out. Like if I'm going to add a light to my builds, right? And then I'm going to hide it in one of these spotlights. And so these are the sorts of things that if you, when you're trying to design your thing, you're trying to do more shows and you want to make it look really nice. Like if oh, come on. It's fun building in here, but it's also it's powerful, but also, yeah, to your point, nitpicky. If like you want it inside the spotlight because the idea is to simulate a light, right? But you do it inside if it would cooperate.
Yeah, as long as it's directional.
Yep. Point, and then you can put the intensity up if you want.
Mm-hmm. So once it's in world, though, you can't change it. You have to keep on going through the delete, modify, import.
Right. So some of this, like, I feel like this is good for just a base one, but if we wanted to, like, you'd probably want to add it to some sort of script type thing, because obviously you want to be able to change where the light's going. Like it works right now as just a static light, but obviously if you were trying to run a show and you wanted to animate it, then a big part of that would be, changing it either in tune with the music or whatever that show is. Like you want the lights to work with it.
Love it. Scale is
Oh yeah, the scale is kind of big, isn't it?
Scale is slightly off.
Can I play it though?
Yeah, this is a hilarious picture to snap here. me playing a massive drum set where I have to stand on the seat.
Right.
I know. Here, I can.
Oh, I got stuck on the wrong side.
All right, got to get on keyboards back over here. Now we
Here.
need to get a guitar model.
Phones will play the hi-hat exclusively.
Exactly. Can I actually? Okay, I can stand on this stool. Hilarious. So you're somehow between one of the toms and the keyboards, Walshy. You're not actually on the seat. Where am I standing?
That's bizarre because on my screen I'm on the chair, but when I look at Tristan's screen, I'm on the tom.
Yeah.
And from my screen, I'm standing on the drum seat right now.
You're on the keyboard seat in my actual on my screen. So we're all seeing something, different variations of the same thing,
Yep.
which is
And
interesting.
it actually, I had to reload altogether to be able to see the stage when.
Yeah, I think I need to. I think I need to do something. I need to reload or something, so it won't allow me to bring up editor page anymore.
Good point.
I'm gonna lose it if I restart.
I'm gonna do the same thing.
It's okay. I'm gonna refresh. It might lose it, but that's all right. If it does, we'll just redrop it in.
Well, it's still here for me.
Cool. Yeah, because now I can, let's see. I feel like we want this to be, it's a little too big. Let's try going.
So where did you download this from? From Sketchfab or?
I think this one I just found, yeah, on Sketchfab. Oh, it's still a little too big.
I was working on it a little bit with Acapella, and he pulled down some stuff similar to this too.
Are these assets expensive, Tris, or are these like free assets that you're pulling, or do you have a subscription? What does that look like?
I do have a subscription, but I mean, this asset was actually free. But quite a few of them I'm finding for like 50 cents. You know,
oh, cool.
Or sometimes they'll be like $5 if they're like big and pretty thing. But I noticed Sketchfab seems to have sales fairly often. So if there's something specific that's a little too pricey for you, you'd probably wait and get it at a discount.
There, I think we've got the scale almost right.
A little bit smaller, I think.
Slightly smaller. I mean, if I'm standing at this microphone, it is more or less hitting me in the, like right in between the eyes.
So some of the stuff we'd want to do, like I think we want to pull this model into Unity and then maybe cut the seats out, make them separate. Because one thing you can do in Hyperfy is make grabbable items that when you grab something, it'll attach to your guy. So like you could have the drum sticks potentially be, separate from the drums. And then when you click them, it would show up in your character's hands. Like that would be much more immersive and a lot more fun, I think.
The grabbables is interesting because you can do more with those than just grab things. I like what Feta did with the flying, like, what were they? Like the flying Batwing device thingies.
Yeah.
Where it's a grabbable, but he's actually using it as like a flying mount.
And that's what Bogey did in his test setup. He actually set up an armchair as a fly.
Oh, nice. Nice. Well, that's what it's all about because, that makes this stuff fun where there's not a lot to do necessarily in these worlds yet. At least it's something more than just standing around.
Oh, yeah, the light adds a whole different element to this, doesn't it? But it's a lot of work to create each individual light, but...
Oops.
But they make it pretty, approachable. That's the key, right? So let's see if we do this and then we change it to red. Yeah, this is where you can start, like the fine details actually, like we're not going to spend a ton of time on it right here, but like this is where it starts coming. Like if you spend a lot of time on these minor details, like where light source is coming from.
So right now, if I'm not mistaken, you're setting up a stage light, right? The color and the direction of the light.
Yep. Right.
Okay.
And that's a function inside the Hyperfy editor?
Yeah, I'm actually seeing the lights change as you're editing them on the reflection of the stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, this is so like we want a lot of I've had some interesting conversations with people about, what is the metaverse and what, like, the way a lot of these projects focus on it, like it's a creator's playground, right? Like, okay, here's a grassy field, felons, go crazy. And it's like, okay, well, I need a little more help than that. Like, I don't like, what can I do with this field? It's like, I'm not a coder, I'm not a whatever, like, right? So you run into that a lot, and then the developers are just, well, figure it out. It's like, I thought you wanted to create. It's like, that's not the right approach. Like, you need to have, I feel like this is one that's a pretty cool middle ground. Like voxels is super easy because it's like building with Legos, but you're also limited in some ways, right?
Right.
Because like Mona is a little more difficult. You have to download Unreal, and you have to actually use something like Git. Depending on how much technical experience you have to know how to use GitHub and check in files and stuff, upload them there, download the thing, and integrate it into their game system. Like, so there's a couple extra steps that it's not crazy hard, but it's also a little less like approachable for somebody who's never done it before.
Yep, and you have to do command line.
Right. So this is a little more, no, if you got a 3D model, just jump in, hit the add button, and then drop it in. Now you can take it further than that, but
you're on Windows, right?
Yep.
That was fairly simple. I just imported our graphic from today, Tris.
Oh, nice. Yeah, put it up on the wall. Yeah, actually, yeah, put it over these new concept signs.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, you can also there's portals here, there's platforms. You can also here, felons, actually, if you want, we can I want to add a AvaStar. Check this out.
Are you adding me as an editor?
Oh, I just added.
Oh shit. What have I done again? I lost the photo through the ground and I accidentally picked something else up. Now everything's messed up.
Oh, there you go.
Let's try this. I don't know. Are we close? So if you lose something, if you come back, you see on my screen, come back to the main one and hit apps, you can see all the objects here. You can click one by itself. So like I just did that, and now you can, it's selecting just that object.
All right, let me try this. Oh, you've already found it. I find moving it in a 3-dimensional space to be kind of challenging. And expanding it, I need to work on that.
Where am I? Oh,
Yeah, because then you've also got rotation.
Exactly.
No,
Yeah.
it changed. Yeah, thinking 3-dimensionally. It's actually a really funny story about. I remember the first time I had to really shift my thinking was. Now I'm dating myself, but when I got an N64 when they first came out,
I remember
Super Mario World for that. That was the first time you were forced to go from a true 2D to a 3D, and holy cow, that was difficult.
I remember playing that game along with the first Mario Party.
Yeah.
What?
In which
Mario.
I would blister the palms of my hands so badly doing the games where you had to rotate the joystick that I wouldn't be able to play N64 for days. And I would want to, but my hand would be in so much excruciating pain that I just physically could not. Yeah, those palm blisters from Mario Party were bad.
Check that out. So you see the singer? That one's...
What's that?
You see the singer?
Yeah, totally.
So that's a grabbable avatar. If you go click that, it'll allow you to equip it.
Oh, right on. Hey, I'm going to give you, I don't know if you've gotten this yet for Hyperfi, but you can actually get a link or use a link to do the live streaming. I don't know if you've ever messed with that before.
I noticed a stream option. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, I want to do that, like send an RTMP screen in. Like, I think that'd be really fun.
No, it's actually YouTube. You can actually do whatever URL it is. It could be, just playback loop.
Yeah.
Off of a YouTube video, which is, if you went over to NFT Music Hall, you can see, all of the screen setups that I've fucked with. I just haven't done with any actual buildings. Mostly it's just been screens.
Is there a simple, how do you get the screen in there? Is it a script?
Let me, do you want to add me as an editor?
Sure.
And I'm going to have to switch over to NFT Music Hall.
Yeah, just send me your...
disconnect. Yeah, my wallet is nftmusichall.eth.
You're gonna make me look it up.
Oh, I can get that for you. Let me just drop it. Where do you want me to drop it? Inside Hyperfi?
You can just DM it to me. Probably, I don't know.
DMing. I haven't directly DM'd you in a long time. It's funny. Well, I'm just gonna do the Token Smart NFT. That's NFT music.
Yeah, actually, as long as I'm here, I need to add another avatar because we need to get Code Bell in here, right?
Is this being recorded?
Yeah.
As a YouTube podcast type of thing?
Yep.
Right on. Well, hello, world.
Okay. We're all just messing around, seeing what we can break and...
Absolutely. Okay, so...
Here we go. We're going to put Quick Bell on the keyboard.
Okay. I'm going to...
Can't help but notice that there's 2 keyboards, but no guitar or bass.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's going on here? What kind of a band is this?
Man. Absolutely. The bad moon. Okay. So I switched over to NFT Music Hall. You'll notice the avatar. Well, no, do I have? I guess I'm using the same one for both.
So let's add you in here as a builder. Save. Cool. You should be able to get in there and mess with it now.
Might need to just do a reload.
That's a pretty funny build. I like that.
No, I don't have the editor crown yet.
Now let's see. I just saved again.
I might just need to close the window altogether. Objects. Yeah, 11.
There we go.
I need to do another sign.
I can see your ringleader test. Yeah.
All right, so
We'll build an amusement park on the moon. I'm reminded of Futurama.
yeah, unfortunately, I'm not getting here. Let me just disconnect and reconnect. Weird. Yeah, I'm not getting the build. You know, I wonder if there's a maximum, one additional builder right now. Or does it actually say?
And it says you're a builder. Let's see. I'm also gotta go grab Dragonade's full ETH address and add him in there.
Yeah, it should be in that little tray on the bottom right where, all I've got is the user icon, then it's got the blockchain option, and then the microphone. Stupido.
Hey, Dragonade, I just added you too.
Maybe I just need to. Weird.
So side conversation with some of these. Let's see if I can find like something fun, like as I said, a microphone or a drumstick, or
Oh, that's an interesting thought. I'm disconnecting from my Hyper-Fi.
Oh yeah, put logos all over the stage. Or over the or on the drum, yeah, right in the middle of this bass drum. Right?
For the logo?
Yeah, right in the drum.
I think that's centered, kind of. Maybe a little bit to the right, but not too far off.
All right, now I gotta find that. AI Sky. Yeah, for some reason, the address that you have in for me is apparently not right. What did you use, Trislet? I think I got rugged. Are you guys there still?
I'm still here. I think Tris is either on mute or his head's still moving.
Yeah, my thing got muted. Sorry.
Oh, there you go.
You know what? I wonder if let's see. Yep. Okay. So I accidentally added it as a, or it added a space in the address. Well, that's good to know.
All right. Thanks for verifying. Weird. I think I need to disconnect again. That's so weird.
There we go. Now the logo looks good. Once you get used to it, it's not too bad, but I can see how it would be frustrating when you're trying to place things in like really specific places.
Yeah. That's it. I mean, it's still a learning process, you know, with like, obviously there's there's a lot of really interesting, strange parts to it but it also feels like one of those things that making it somewhat approachable makes it easier to play with and less apt to scare you away.
Yeah, I mean, the barrier to entry is way lower than other platforms, in my opinion. Maybe other people might not think so, but I've been scared to try starting to build on Decentraland, etc. Whereas I'd be pretty confident that I could hop into Hyperfi and start throwing some assets around. I see a Fender Strat poking out of the ground.
There's hope in the world.
Oh, nice. It's a grabbable.
Yeah, but I can't figure out how to make it smaller. That's all right. You can ride the guitar around.
All right, I'm set up, guys. All right. Do you want me to try and mess with it?
Let's see.
Yeah.
Just leave it there.
I've got a 24-foot guitar following me around.
What if you just left it there for a second? Can you detach from it?
I think so. Yeah.
There it is. So can I? Okay, yeah, here we go. Oops. Guitar. Well, what you can do is actually use the interesting. Who's moving what? This guitar is stuck.
Yeah, that's the Excalibur Fender. Only the chosen one can disrupt that from the ground.
Okay, here. I got this one under control. You see me handling this one?
Yes, indeed.
All right, now I gotta resize this. Okay, I'm gonna crush our AvaStar. How's that for scale?
Yeah, because what you're doing with the so the grab hold position is when you grab it, like this is where it shows up on a character. So I was just trying to spin it to make it go in front of me, and it's connected to my left hand, so it moves with my hand. So that's the sort of thing that you're doing when you do that, but but that doesn't help when it's massive. Right?
Oh, I see. I'm just okay. Let me see. Can I duplicate it? No. You guys hear my train?
I do.
Yeah.
Is that a real live train?
It is. No, I just have a train set in my house.
No, I live near a train track as well. Well, it's not that close, but it's close enough that when they blare the horn, I can hear it from 2 kilometers away.
Yep.
I guess it's not a horn, it's a whistle or something or other.
Well, we used to live a little further away from the tracks, and it was kind of romantic, hearing that, the big horn from a distance, it kind of echoes.
At first, the novelty wears off quickly.
And now that we moved and we weren't planning on working from home. And so it's like, yeah, it'll be fine, no problem. And the train is all of 300 feet away.
Oh, so it's like close. That's like moving, shaking the dishes in the cupboard close.
Luckily, not to that degree. Sometimes, a little floor shaking. That's about it.
Not quite like Blues Brothers apartment type shaking, but
that would be hilarious. But no, thankfully not. Now, how do we resize this? I don't know how to.
I think we need to export it and export it as a smaller JPG. Like, I don't know, we should be able to resize it inside the program. But yeah,
totally. I can resize everything else.
Yeah, the grabbables are a little different, I think. But
is it through offsets?
Like if I added this in as a normal object and not a grabbable, it'd probably be different. I'd be able to play a little differently with it, but where's the fun in that, right?
Yeah, seriously. It's totally messed up. All right, so I need to save and get out of here, not be a builder, and then I'll go for the grab on it. Can I grab?
So like here's just a model that we can have
grab. All right.
On the stage.
Oh, hilarious. Oh, crap.
You did the same. That's what I did earlier. I hit the wrong thing and destroyed the planet.
The train just passed by, obviously.
Trizzly, you want to fix that? I think I'm jammed up a little bit here. Okay, I thought I was grabbing the guitar, but clearly not.
The world just inverted 120 degrees.
Well, it was the stage. Or is
okay.
No. Yeah, the stage with the floor.
Yeah.
An undo button
over here and work on the stupid guitar.
Yeah, I'd vote for an undo button. If there was ever a vote to be had in how the editing functions work in Hyperfy.
So, do I need to ungrab this thing? How do you ungrab something?
I think it should just be click on it again.
Actually, it looks like we're actually past the hour, but I think we may need to end our AvaSmart field trip pretty soon to keep it in time. But
have we surpassed it already?
Really fun. Yeah,
this happens every time. I lose track of time, and the next thing we know, it's been an hour.
Yeah, but this has been really fun. This is actually a much I don't know. Hopefully, this has actually been a good one. I hope that helps people get a little better understanding of what's happening and stuff. I mean, it's not that crazy.
I'm not as intimidated as I was an hour ago when we started this whole endeavor, so it might be the motivation I needed to start building a plot, or to at least start acquiring some assets so that I can get into the building.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Actually, before you guys shut it off, let me grab the the link and build a screen for you that can be streaming. So we could just assign. Let me see. Give me a second. Should be able to assign, let's say, the TokenSmart Twitch stream to it. I'll get that for you right now. Here we go. I haven't gone in here and edited for a while, so here we go. I'm going to put up a screen right on the right-hand side. Build. Let's see. Oh, they do have stream now, huh? That wasn't there before.
Yeah, you can add a stream, but then you need to target it, and it's looking for like an RTMP source, which I was having trouble with. But
Oh, right. Yeah, no. Okay, so that's a stream based on stream key. Okay, that makes sense.
Right.
All right.
Oh man, there's some audio tools in here. They actually have a built-in audio bridge. Okay.
Yeah, I noticed that as well, but I don't have any cool audio clips to insert.
And an audio light. I don't know.
Ooh, I forgot that I had a long open. That was scary.
Yeah.
That was a scary moment.
I'm sorry, guys. How did I grab that again? It's just so weird.
So the one thing that I learned is that when I just grab things, I normally grab the wrong thing. So I every time now I go into the editor and I click on the actual thing I want and avoid like randomly grabbing the thing underneath, on top of, or beside of the item that I'm clicking on.
Yep.
Because 9 times out of 10 when I do that, I just click on whatever's like around the object I want and distort everything. But even still, if they're really close together, it's tough.
How do I want to create? Add. Okay. Add screen. And then within the screen, no. There we go. URL. Okay, so check this out. This big screen to the left of everything.
Let's see here.
So I need to get out of editor.
Yeah, I see it.
Okay, back into the editor. Loop. Oh, actually, autoplay, yes.
So you're turning on the Felons YouTube one?
Play. Is that what it's saying that it is?
So it looks like player.twitch channel equals Felons music and parent Hyperfy IO autoplay. Oh, okay. That's interesting.
Oh, over here. Gotcha.
It's a Twitch TV channel, and so here, your channel is just Token Smart, right?
Yeah.
So I'll put that in Token Smart. And basically, we'll go live anytime you. And one thing that you'll notice if you go into a video setup is that in audio, you can set spatial to yes, and then you'll see distance and roll off appear, and that essentially allows you to just do proximity of the screen. So bring sound in based on proximity to the screen, that is. So let's see. Tell you what if I just went live really quick? That'd be fun.
Well, we should be. Yeah, the Token Smart one should be live right now.
Token Smart? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, not sure why it's.
Maybe we need to refresh.
Yeah, let me make sure.
I'll refresh real quick and see if when I load back in, if the Token Smart Twitch is streaming.
All right. That's weird.
All right, I'm back. Still nothing coming through.
Why is it? Autoplay is true. Oops. Let me just make sure I got the right link for Token Smart. Yeah. Check, check. Check, check. All right. Weird.
I might need to come back to this later on. It looks like I actually have some stuff to do tonight, but
Oh, do ya? Well, that's no worries, man. We can, maybe we'll make our next, we'll try to, this can be like one of the components of our next stream. If you're going to make it, felons, we can try to get to the bottom of this and maybe get our stream going in whatever environment we're using.
I definitely want to cross stream a whole bunch of different stuff. I feel like that's where we start seeing real power come out of this. So yeah, getting this figured out would be really cool.
Absolutely.
Right on, guys. Well, who's all still here? Thank you very much, felons, man. Thank you so much for showing up again and for interacting with us, and Dragonate for mediating and doing our AV, and IG88 was here for quite a while as well. So thanks IG88 for tuning in, Dragonate's mom, and everybody else that popped in.
Been awesome.
Nice.
Always a pleasure, man. Thank you very much, Tris. Have a good one, buddy.
You too.
All right. Take it easy, guys.